guess, yeah, I'd heard from lots of people growing up that would watch the movies or listen to the books or read the books. Sorry, that was sort of how I heard about it.
Did you read the book or watch the movie yourself prior to this?
No, not before this.
Yeah, same with Ryan. Didn't really read the book or watch the movie. Just heard it was a big thing. I don't know how many years ago, but yeah, it was just a big thing.
Like a lot. Like 2009. Yeah, 2009, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much the same. Heard about it just from people who have read it around me, like my parents and whatnot. So, but yeah.
I guess there's some holes, some poor decisions that were made throughout the book.
Oh yeah.
I certainly would have not made to put myself in this situation.
Yeah, she just makes one fabulous decision after another.
I thought they did a good job of creating suspense. I don't know, I was on the edge of my seat, I guess, for a few of the parts. But yeah, that was good.
Well, you've been with us a couple times now, and I think that the chapters that you've been put forward to read have been actually some of the more exciting ones.
Yeah, right at the start and right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty good for the first couple chapters I read, but I didn't really read all of it, so I thought it was pretty good.
Nice. Bella says some difficult things to Charlie as she's leaving to try to save his life, but he doesn't know that, including some things about living in Forks. So for those of you who aren't from Bonnyville, I'm curious about what was the hardest thing about moving to a small town, and how did you handle the change?
I guess it's probably leaving family and friends would probably be the biggest one. And I guess there's always no place like home. So just moving to a new place is always unique. And so, but yeah, I guess we have a really good group of guys, so it's not that big of a deal. You're always with the guys on your team that are basically your new family. So
yeah, probably just I don't know, rediscovering your routine in a new place. Like you don't have the same I don't know, places you eat, shop, and having a whole new family. That's definitely a big change, but yeah.
Well, how about you, Cam? You're a Bonnyville native. What do you think are some things about living in a small town that get overlooked?
I don't know. Bonnyville's pretty, like, it's a tight-knit group, so I don't know. You get to know lots of people, and they're nice. So you get to know them quick, and they know you everywhere you go. So yeah, that's what I'd say. Just tight-knit group, tight-knit town.
Do you think that it's easy for newcomers to kind of like find a place in Bonnyville?
I don't
What
know.
would you
I
say?
think so.
What's the best way to get in?
I think it'd be better than going to a big city
Mm.
and trying to fit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend to, a young Bella who is who's coming to Bonnyville? How would you recommend that he or she make friends and get to know people?
I don't really know. Just kind of put yourself out there, I guess. I don't.
Show up at Pontiacs games.
Yeah,
wear
maybe.
the red color jersey.
Yeah, maybe.
Join the local hockey team. That's where she went wrong. Number 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think Forks has a hockey team?
I think they probably do.
Yeah. Everybody has a hockey team, right?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose so.
They're
Even
supposed to be
around.
northern state. The northern states play hockey.
Yeah, the northern states care about hockey. The southern states mostly don't. That's why if you want to go to a hockey game, you go to Nashville.
Probably well, even in the book she had a lot of preparation went into her plan, and that's pretty similar to having success in anything is just being extra prepared, I guess.
Set plays and stuff like that, or we'll go over film. That'll help us kind of counter the other team stuff. And then there's also like little moves you can do, like deception or fakes and that sort of thing, if it's like an individual play that you're trying to sneak by them. So
Yeah, the boys covered it. Maybe some different words, little secret words you'd say that'd throw them off.
So
That
who
kinda
calls
work.
plays when you're on the ice?
just we discuss it, I guess. It's
Yeah. Okay.
like if
cool.
it's a face-off play, we'll all kind of gather before the face-off and discuss it. But then like our lots of our other stuff is like set in stone, like our neutral zone, forward track, that sort of thing.
Mhm, mhm.
So what positions does everyone play?
We're all defensemen, I think, here.
All
Yeah.
defensemen. All
Yeah.
right. Excellent. Well, to that end, then, you're often the ones who are trying to stop people from getting around you.
You go, yeah, go for it, Jared. Go
I
for it.
guess you just don't focus on what they're trying to mislead you with, like a head fake or a stick handling. You would just stay centered at their chest. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for how you stop somebody.
Yeah,
'Cause
chest. Just look at the chest.
there's not a whole lot of like, if they're preparing for us, we can't really prepare for what they're preparing for. So it kind of goes both ways.
So when you're this peripheral movement, that's what everyone's going to be using to try to trick you. You have to focus in on the core movement of what's happening. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So I've heard this before, that you the giveaways in the chest. What do you look for? What's the chest doing?
It's doing nothing. That's the point.
What? Okay, then I don't get it, and I don't like not getting things.
Like their hands and their skates and their feet are all moving, but their chest doesn't. So their chest shows you where they're going to go, or like what the direction is.
Okay, so
If
it's
you
really
go
just
with like a wrong direction with your head, moving your head is a lot easier than turning your whole momentum with
Yeah.
your body.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. Thank you. Hockey, rocket science. Okay, so my next question is about how terrible Bella's plan was.
Hey, it beat a bunch of immortal vampires with superpowers. So
Did it? Well, okay, you're right. She did get past her own defenseman. So my question is,
I think everybody here can say they have.
so it's pretty clear that communication is one of the ways that things broke down.
I guess the biggest thing that would happen is like that's where turnovers happen and lots of miscues where we always have to be talking because that's how we know where guys are. There's lots of times where our backs will be turned or we need somebody else to call a play for us because they can read the ice better.
Mm.
So that's how a lot of turnovers or those kind of like really high end chances that you'll see that's how those happen. Then I guess how we kind of recover from that is as long as everybody knows what they're supposed to do, they can quickly fill in to like kind of change up what was going. Like if there's a change of possession, they can get into their D zone spot. So that's kind of how we recover from that, is just knowledge of our systems.
So is there a particular role on the team that does more talking than others? Like, is that your captain, or is there like who would you say is that role, or is it just kind of whoever feels it?
Well, it would just be like, I guess, position based. Like typically the wingers would probably communicate less. It would be more like the centers and the defensemen, certainly the D zone, but other places it's just everybody all the time. So
how about your goalie? Do you have a particularly yelly goalie? What are you doing? Get it out.
Maybe a little bit, but I guess we would talk to the goalie as well because they play the puck quite a bit. So
Right.
They would talk to us as well sometimes if we're wheeling behind the net or that sort of thing.
So I'll move on to a question here. Edward has to make, let's say, a hard and dangerous call, speaking of communication at the end there, when he risks sucking out the venom. So my question is about hard decisions that you've had to make during a game.
I feel like
Well,
go for it.
you're kind of just I don't know, weighing the positives and negatives of any decision you're going to make on the ice. And I don't know, sometimes you'll be thinking about a pass, but if it could be really successful or screw you over horribly. And yeah, it's kind of just weighing the benefits of that.
But you train for that, right? To do that in like the high pressure moments.
Yeah, but there's still I don't know, a bit of doubt always that you won't make the pass or
I find
have it
often
work.
everything's kind of so high paced that it's instinct. It's like what's drilled into you. It's like we'll have all our systems and stuff. So that's your first pick, and then if that doesn't happen, it's just the first option is the best option, or whatever you think is the right option. Just right off the bat is where it goes. So.
Well, okay. So once you've made the decision, say you're playing with more risk, like your goalie has been pulled. Does playing with that additional risk change the way you play or change the feeling of the game for you?
And that
Yeah, for sure.
would probably be like you'd all out pressure just because it would be the last like minute or two of the game and you have to score. So that you don't have as much, I guess, to lose if they score because you have to. So that's where you would just go all out pressure, less thinking, just getting it on net and that sort of thing.
Yeah, he pretty much said it exactly, but you just you don't really have anything to lose at that point, so you're just focusing completely on offense instead of defense at that point. And yeah, just trying to score by any means possible.
So the focus kind of cranks up with the addition of the risk, and usually it happens because you're down, right? Or you're trying to get that last thing in, so you've got very little, nothing to lose, like you said there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
How about you,
Cam?
Cam?
Well, the voice said it. Just you have nothing to lose, so
Nice, man.
want to try and score.
All right, Cam, we're starting with you now. New
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, actually, that was a good example. Actually, they're like, for me, that was kind of a tougher choice, trying to figure out which way is best if you want to like get your degree or whatever for like college and university, or kind of maybe get to your end goal quicker with the WHL. And but it also comes down to like kind of your growth at what stage you are. Like I wasn't a very big kid when I was like 15, 16, so I chose the school route just because for more development reasons. So
That was kind of the same with me. It was more just to do with how far I was along my development curve. So it just made more sense for me to play junior here, and yeah, it was the opportunity came, and so I took it. That was basically everything. Just more fell into place.
Yeah, I wasn't really I guess making the decision between WHL and the AJ. I was just through my whole career just I guess embracing the best opportunity that comes my way at any point, really. So, and that was this. So
Speaking of that, of going with the flow, One of the things that I've been wondering about your guys' journey up to the Pontiacs, Bella, she had never heard of the Cullens and she didn't believe in vampires when she moved to Forks. And so, assumably she had other goals, but they very quickly disappeared when she learned about the Cullens. So I'm just curious about where you guys were at before you joined the Pontiacs.
For me, I came to the camp like a year before I made the team, so it was already kind of on my radar that way, where I was my goal to make it the next year.
Mhm.
So it wasn't really that quick, but it was only a year or so. So
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert, Bella has to wait at least a year before Edward turns her into a vampire. So sometimes you have to wait for good things.
yes.
Yeah, in my case, it was pretty spontaneous how it happened. I mean, I had a few options in mind, and then came up, and next thing I knew, I was here. So that was awesome.
I'm from Bonnyville, obviously, so I always wanted to be a Pontiac. So I was a dream and a goal since I was like 5, watching them when I was a little kid. So yeah,
That's sweet.
I have.
So
the
you were
opportunity.
living the dream then.
Yeah.
What's it like living the dream? Like
I enjoy it. Like I wasn't here like for the whole year last year, so I'm hoping this year, like going to different schools. Like I remember when the Pontiacs used to come to my elementary school, and I'd be so stoked seeing them and then doing presentations and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for that part of it.
I love how involved the Pontiacs get. Like, I think that's really, really great. And I mean, in the book, you don't see the Cullens doing any kind of, goodwill community work. They're like, we're here for some reason, we're in high school. We don't like any of you, and we're going to sit by ourselves at our own table. We're just going to sit here and play with these apples. And that's something that I really like about the Pontiacs. What? Aren't they like seen like just rolling an apple around on their table? I'm pretty sure that happens. Anyway, so for you guys that have participated in some of the Pontiacs different outreach activities, what are some of the favorite things that you guys have gotten to do as a Pontiac?
I think that would probably pretty much just be me, because I guess you guys would have been here during COVID.
COVID.
I was also in school the first year that I was here, so I wouldn't have really been able to do a lot of those things at the schools, because I would have been at my own school. But I guess a couple times we went to like assemblies and stuff like that, where we would walk around and do little activities with the kids. So those were always fun, and the kids were always really excited about that. And then I'd also do some of the initiation practices, where we'd go out and skate with some of the little kids, and they'd always love that and play games with them again. So yeah, that was always fun.
That is adorable. When you said initiation practices, I thought that would be like froshing the like newer
Oh
players.
no, yeah, that's just.
And I was like, that sounds like fun. What do you do to them? So okay, so actually that brings me to another question.
Yeah, there's definitely like an element of I don't know, you have to prove yourself as, I don't know, being cohesive with the team and whatnot. And if you're not, you can't find a way to be, I don't know, personable around the team, then you'll definitely I don't know it.
There's an in crowd. Got it.
Yeah, with the boys, they were always open, like going in there, they were open. But there's every team I've been on, there's always been lots of pranks and jokes going around on the team. So yeah.
Are there any classic pranks that you guys pull on each other or on a new player that you would like? Is there one that you'd be willing to sacrifice to the public right now?
Maybe some guys will put like water cups in somebody's helmets, because we have them like above our stall, and so when the guy pulls his helmet off, the water cup spills all over him. That one's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
I find I commit pretty hard to the decision. I find it's kind of, once I've made it, it's set in stone. There's no turning back. That's kind of how I look at things.
Yeah, you can't really second guess your decision. You kind of just have to go hard on it. So can't really, second guess yourself.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same for me.
He's a wise
Tough
young
to-
man. I'm a grown-ass woman, and I struggle with that.
Very much. Well, it's so Bella insists that Edward makes the wrong call and should have turned her into a vampire. So we see that Edward is putting off making a decision that he can't undo. So what's your strategy when it comes to leaving the door open to possibilities or pulling the trigger on something that you know you want?
I don't know if it's something that could like that you may really need, then in the future, then you shouldn't commit to the opposite of that. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
Don't shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the question again?
Yeah, no problem.
I think I'd rather act on it like right away. I don't have a really good reason why, but I don't know, just no clue why, but that's what I would say.
I
We were
find,
talking about, earlier making a play and it being difficult. And if you don't have a scenario set for it, going with your gut, is it that type of thing?
Yeah, I think so.
So, okay.
Oh, sorry, Ryan.
I was just gonna say I usually kind of go for the first decision, like the first option, if it's, as long as it's acceptable, as long as it's a good option.
Okay. So let's look at this situation. Bella's been bitten. She's in an incredible amount of pain. She wants to become a vampire, and Edward knows that. You are Edward. What are you doing? Are you going to make her a vampire? Are you going to try to suck the poison out? Are you going to just kind of leave it and see what her body naturally does? What's your play?
Turn her into a vampire. She really
You're going
wants.
to turn her into a vampire?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you already said he does later, so why not now?
I don't know. How long have they known each other?
I guess, yeah, that's fair. Not very long.
But JR, what do you think?
Well, I'd probably just see, well, whatever she wanted to do, I guess. Well, I don't know if I can recall from the book if she could, I don't know, communicate that to him, but
Well, she had said previously that she wanted him to make her a vampire.
yeah, then I absolutely would.
Pontiacs respecting people's agency as humans. I love it.
I think I'd be more in favor of the werewolves as a species, like having them. Because the
Mhm.
vampires are always scary, but don't the werewolves only come out on like full moons typically?
Mhm. Mhm.
I feel like
And
that
lots
would,
of them don't want to kill people.
yeah. I feel like that would be easier to control. Just figure out who they are and just put them somewhere during a full moon.
Yeah, like Oz on Buffy.
Yes.
Okay, we're making old woman nerd references, and it's okay that you don't know what we're talking about. Michelle, our age is showing. All right, what about you other guys?
I'd be team werewolf,
Team
because
werewolf?
then you could be a normal human during the day,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not killing anybody, and nobody's really scared of you.
I'd be scared of a werewolf probably.
I'd be more
would
scared of
not-
a vampire though.
Vampires are usually terrifying.
Yeah, I'd probably have to go werewolf too, just so I could be normal during the day. That's pretty much the biggest point there.
Yeah, you don't want to like just be a blood-sucking monster all the time.
No.
Well, that's a good point. Which would you all be if you had to be one, vampire or werewolf?
Is that because Ryan, your answer was very based on what you would like to have in the world.
Yeah, I would probably still be a werewolf, I think.
Werewolf.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess it depends if other people were able to be immortal with me.
Oh yeah, you would not be the only immortal.
I would say yes, but if not, I would say I would just live out a mortal life because I wouldn't want to see everybody else I know dying around me every 100 or so years, 80 years or whatever.
Fair enough.
I think I said immortal last time, so I'm gonna keep my answer because I'm also scared of death. I think that's what I said last time too.
It still makes sense.
Yeah. Who even knows what's going to happen at that point?
I know.
Yeah, and kind of like Cobes, like you don't want to know that I guess you're gonna outlive all of your friends. So if they could do it with you, then yeah, for sure. But if not, I'm probably not into that.
Well, what do you guys think? If you're immortal, what kind of immortal do you want to be?
Oh, that's a good question.
I want to be the type where like I can just choose to die whenever I want. But
Like, what do you mean choose to die? Like,
I can be immortal just
so
as long
you
as I
could die.
want,
Like
but
you could like,
yeah, I can die, but nobody
Self.
else can kill me. Yeah.
oh. How do you do that? Are you like okay, so then what does that mean? Like, could Logan kill himself with his own claws if he just like rammed it into his chest and just left
No.
it there?
He
No,
couldn't.
he couldn't
It's
have.
been done. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how does that work then?
Well, I guess the only like logical way that would work is if like your material, like your hand or something, could kill you, I guess. Because any if it's any other way, that's just a plot hole. But
Yeah.
yeah,
JR, your theory has a plot hole.
yeah,
Okay, so you want to be like damn near invincible, but not utterly invincible. So kind of
Yeah.
like Superman. Like you can kill him, but it's really, really hard. And it has to be basically something from his own planet that destroys him.
yeah,
Kind of.
pretty much.
All right.
So yeah, that's a pretty good answer. I don't really have anything else for loopholes like that.
Same.
Cam.
Maybe
You're
time
phoning it
travel.
in,
though.
buddy.
Ooh, maybe time travel? You gonna be a time, lord?
Time travel would be fun.
Oh, yes. All right. Well, I think we are out of questions for tonight. And that brings us to the end of our summer-long quest to understand Twilight and hockey. Thanks so much for your willing participation. It has been an absolute blast getting to chat with you guys every week. We'll definitely be dragging the Northern Lights librarians out to cheer for you guys. We will be the ones with the face paint.
Sweet.
Oh.
All right,
All
guys.
right. Thanks all of you
All right,
guys
thank you.
for coming.
Take care,
Thank you.
guys.
Have a good evening.